Right. So when we are working on Service Cloud as a business analyst, because in the previous sessions we discussed about the importance of Salesforce, right? So we have discussed even about the admin part of Salesforce, what we do in Salesforce CRM application as a BA. But now we need to know about the service now because Service Cloud. Okay, so Service Cloud majorly to manage multiple service operations uh, depends on the requirement of the company that we have. So as a BA, some part of admin activities will also be performed by us because understanding the configuration process, what are the different configuration steps that are to be involved, right? So how to document those, how to write user stories. This is all something part of BA anyway that you know in the previous sessions that I have covered already. But as a Salesforce business analyst, when we are working on, especially on the service cloud or something, so some part of admin activities are required. So administrative activities maybe if you want to manage any kind of users in the administration, right? So if you want to set any kind of permissions or if you want to set any kind of profiles or public groups or any queues, something that we can cover. That is one thing as an administration under Salesforce service cloud we need to do. Next, we need to manage the data as well. That is not something required for all the projects. Depends on the kind of role as a BA we play. Major role is on data related stuff. Then data integration. What are the different data integration rules that we have? How to change the data integration rules. This is all something that you must be knowing, right? So this is what generally the data integration rules were. So when we are going to integrate the data and all, how this can be integrated. Either it can be, for example, we have taken a rule, right? So something called geocodes for account billing address is in uh, role that we have taken. Now, if you want to activate this rule or if you want to make any kind of changes on the existing fields that we are existed here, or else if you want to make any kind of field mapping here. For example, if you want to perform some field mapping here. So if you want to click on the field, if you want to perform some field mapping, this is what generally the rule that we have mentioned here. So we need to update the required fields which are needed. So normally these fields we categorized into two parts. One is about data service fields and second is about the account fields. Data service fields, whatever the required data that is to be managed, either you are updating the address or any kind of city or territory or country code, postal code, everything will be mentioned under the data service. When it comes to the account services are concerned, account services are something relating to the detailed information about a particular account that we have taken. Okay, so make sure we need to maintain the data. We have to make sure to pair each and every data that we are managing on the services, which will be part of matching the data service fields and as well as account fields is something that we need to do. Next, if you want to update any information, for example, here there is an information about billing geocode accuracy that we have. Now, this we want to identify based upon the comparing of the name that we have taken or any kind of billing latitude wherein you are updating this based upon the billing street or something. So depends on the latitude, depends on the longitude, latitude, right? So if you want to map anything, data integration mapping, if you want to do for the latitude we have taken because the street details that we have taken, right? So billing street details we have taken. So or else, for example, longitude that we have taken. Well, longitude may be based upon the state and as well as the province that belongs to. So even data mapping or data mapping is also one of the key and important activity as a BA when we are working on the service cloud we need to do. This is one of the area that we are going to discuss. This is one thing. Next about the users part, because users can be multiple because whoever the users and all. For example, if you want to create a new user here, right? So it depends on the role that we are that the people are playing. So we can add the roles here. Role can be non-specific. Role can be non-specific, especially for Salesforce we are doing it. So for example, contract manager is a kind of profile that we are looking for. So if you want to write down any kind of name or something of that sort, right? So name details, etc., everything that we can mention. Okay, all the details we can mention here. Survey under the user rules and all. Right. So first name, last name, all these things, all these details we can update, and we can update those rules and we can add the rules, etc. Right. So user details, everything we can do. Next about the permission sets also, right? So if you want to add any kind of new permissions to the existing one, or if you want to create any kind of new permission set for existing application that we are working on. So we can add some new service permissions to the existing application that we are managing. Or if you want to add any kind of new information, for example, you want to update the permission set details. Now, permission set details, wherein, for example, I want to take the description. Okay, I am taking description here, right? You can see permission set name description I have taken. Next, I am taking a created date. Even I have dated, taken created date also. Next, permission set type I have taken even. Next, API name is required even. That will be taken even here. At the same time, PSG permission activation is required. Session activation is required is also taken. Now, if you want to add any kind of permissions details for the existing permission that we are creating, first of all, you need to write down the view name. Okay, whatever the view name, for example, creator. Okay, creator is a view name that I am taking. So, for example, I am taking, right? So, creator is a name I am taken. Right. So creator is a view name that we have taken, right? So in this, whatever the required permissions that are to be updated, everything we can do. So permission sets depends on multiple people. Then we are creating, we can update the required payment, required fields, what is needed, everything that we can update in this. Apart from the groups, because first of all, group setting is important, right? So we have to do the group settings. Followed by this, we need to create the permission sets, etc. This is what generally some part of administrative job, because again I'm repeating the same point. As a BA, understanding the requirements and providing solutions, writing some documentation for by doing some configuration or any data migration. For that, writing BRDs, right? So user stories. This is all something anyway which is known to you well in advance. Anyway, that is what something that we have covered already. But when we are trying to understand from the application perspective as a Salesforce BA, especially on the service cloud when we are working on. So administrative activity, I don't say that you are a Salesforce administrator. Okay, Salesforce administrative jobs can be more than this. But more or less like some kind of admin jobs depends on the requirement that we have. So these permission set groups, right? So at the same time, these profiles, everything we have to be updated. The administration part followed by the data part should also be known for us along with this. Next, any applications, for example, any new application manager if you want to be added, or if you want to create any kind of new lighting of applications. This part that we discuss in the next session about the platform tools and all. So we must be knowing about application manager. We must be knowing about any detailed features that we have and all. So this part followed by analytics. Now and then you can call it as Einstein analytics we have. So this Einstein exercise all that. So this Einstein exercise all this part we are going to discuss in the coming session.